calling to order Cuyahoga County Human Resources Appointment and Equity Committee, Tuesday, January 21st, 2025. Madam Clerk, would you call the roll?
As a reminder to all in attendance, this meeting is being recorded and live streamed on the county's YouTube page. Calling the roll, Mr. Sweeney.
Present.
Mr. Gallagher.
Here.
Ms. Conwell. Ms. Turner.
Present.
Mr. Hauser. Mr. Hauser is absent. You have a quorum.
Thank you. Are there any public comments?
No, Mr. Chair, no one has signed in.
Can I have a motion to approve the minutes from November 19th?
So moved. Second.
Thank you very much. The minutes are approved. Matters referred to the committee, Madam Clerk.
Resolution 2024-0369, approving the appointment of Douglas J. Mazer to serve on the Cuyahoga County Soldiers and Sailors Monument Board of Trustees for an unexpired term ending November 15th, 2028.
Mr. Chief of Staff.
Good morning, Joe Nani, County Council. I'm here to present the information on Douglas Mazer. The Soldiers and Sailors Monument Board of Trustees conducts and maintains and operates the monument for the benefit of the entire county for community, civic, and patriotic purposes. Mr. Mazer was not able to make it today, but I have some information on him if you'd like me to go through that.
Very briefly, and just his contact, I just want to know the status of the Soldier and Sailor Monument, because they were, it's a treasure downtown, and at some point there was some discussion not having as much funding to maintain it the way it should be, but that was years ago. I think it's moving in the right direction. So
Yet, currently, they are doing okay with the funding. They do approach us, council, and the executive side when they need resources, but recently they have not come forward with any major projects. They did complete a pretty major renovation a couple years back.
Thank you.
Yep. But Mr. Mazer is a veteran, and he is replacing a member that had, who unfortunately passed away back in 2024.
Thank you. Anybody have questions? My colleagues? No. Can I have a motion to approve ordinance number 2024-036?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
The ayes have it. Thank you.
Thank you.
And my vice president corrected me appropriately when we did the minutes. I got a first and second. I never said, is anybody opposed? No. Motion, the minutes pass. Thank you. Number 2, R 2024-0436, Madam Clerk.
Resolution 2024-0436, adopting various changes to the Cuyahoga County non-bargaining classification plan.
Good morning. It's still morning. Chairman Sweeney, congratulations on your chairmanship. I am Albert Bouchahine, the PRC Manager of Classification and Compensation. I am presenting to you 2 resolutions. This first one includes 3 new classifications, 4 revised or updated classifications, and 2 deleted classifications. All these classifications were recommended to you by the PRC at their November 13th, 2024 meeting. We have shared all this information with the Department of Human Resources and the impacted departments, so they're well aware of what we're recommending here before you. There is only one classification whose pay grade went up from pay grade 10 to pay grade 11. That's the systems analyst in the IT department. There is no fiscal impact as that employee already falls within the new pay grade.
Thank you. Is there anybody upset about this?
Not to my knowledge, Chairman.
Employees, no. It's pretty.
Not to my knowledge.
Colleagues, questions?
Mr. Chair, I'd like to request second reading suspension of rules as this was passed in the November meeting, and we'd like to move this along to get this
Thank you.
completed.
I'm okay with it. Is there a motion to move it forward to second reading?
Second.
Thank you very much. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Ayes have it. One more, Chris?
Mr. Chair, can we go back to the prior item, Resolution 2024-0369, and was that motion for second reading or second reading suspension?
I think the first one, this is the first second reading we had. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Resolution 2025-0019, adopting various changes to the Cuyahoga County non-bargaining classification plan.
Albert Bushaheen again with the PRC. These recommendations were passed and recommended to you at the PRC's December 4th, 2024 meeting. We are recommending one new classification, which was requested by the IT department. We're updating, revising 5 classifications, 2 of which were routine updates, 3 were requests from the administration and the Department of Human Resources. And we're recommending deleting 4 classifications. It's the same series, Business Administrator 1 through 4. What we did is you previously approved creation of 3 other classifications, the Business Administrator, Supervisor Business Administrator, and Business Services Assistant. All the employees in those classifications were reassigned into these new classifications, so the classifications we're recommending be deleted has no incumbents in it.
Thank you very much. Just to our routine, 3 came from the administration. How does that work? You catch the routine ones?
Right,
They get-
every 4 years, we have a routine maintenance cycle. So every classification for the non-bargaining classification plan gets reviewed at least once every 4 years. If there's a classification that needs updating or reviewed, we would need to receive a request from the department through the Department of Human Resources. So HR would submit a request to us. We would work with the requesting department to accomplish that.
And you don't do any of the, you just do the responsive stuff? You respond to the administration? You don't do any of the regular routine? It all comes from them?
Well, we do the routine on our own. We decide on a list of classifications for the prior year. There's approximately 80 to 90 every year that we do, in addition to requests for new classifications from the department and updated classifications.
That's what I was trying to figure out. You do the routine, you come from them, and
Routines comes from us internally. The new and revised can come from the Department of Human Resources, from the departments through the Department of Human Resources.
got it. And the routine, can you catch, is there a definition of what is routine that you do, or can you catch the stuff that they're
Sure.
doing, they don't have to do it?
What we do, Chairman Sweeney, is all incumbents in the classifications on the routine update list will get a comprehensive position questionnaire, a CPQ. They send those to us, we review them, we analyze them, and we make updates to the classification if necessary. Sometimes it's minimal changes, sometimes there's changes that are required, the minimum qualifications be changed, the essential functions. Regardless, we always go back to the department to ensure that the management is aware of what we're doing.
And how big's your staff?
We have approximately 14. Majority of our staff is in the employment testing area. My staff, there's 3 of us. About 14 altogether.
A lot of due diligence you do. Any questions?
Yes, I have one. Through the chair to Albert, in terms of the deleted classifications in this resolution, the business administrator, which departments is that covering? Is that?
Chairman, Councilwoman Conwell, those were all over the county. A majority of them happen to be actually in HHS agencies. We consolidated those employees into these 3 new classifications that we created and reassigned them. But the spec itself was available through all agencies.
Okay.
It was spread around.
But the majority is HHS?
They were, yes.
Okay, and so what is the new title? Would
We
it be the-
created new titles, Business Support Specialist, Business Services Assistant, just regular Business Administrator without a number behind it, and then there's a Supervisor Business Administrator.
Okay, so if you're the business administrator, you don't have a number.
Correct.
But the pay ranges were different for them. So by all of them moving to all the business administrators, would they be paid the same pay rate?
Mr. Chairman, to Councilwoman Conwell, all these incumbents that were reassigned to these positions, I am not aware of one employee that took a reduction in pay. So all were within the new classifications pay grades.
Okay, but are they the same, or are they?
Not all of them were identical. Some did have different pay grades. But when we received the CPQs back from the employees, we analyzed them, we reviewed them, and then when we created these new specs based on the information that we received from the employees and management.
Okay, was there any pushback from the employees when they were going through the CPQ process?
We have not heard of any complaints. I'm not aware of any.
Okay, but that would probably, would that go directly to you, or would that circumvent through HR?
Chairman McConnell, it's quite possible that if an employee had a complaint, they could go to Human Resources. If they had appeal rights, then it would come to the PRC. But I have not been made aware of any complaints from Human Resources.
But if it was something major, then it would come before the commission, probably, right?
Correct.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Vice President.
And, Mr. Chairman, I'm also requesting second reading suspension for this resolution as well.
Okay, thank you. 2025-0019 is being requested to be second reading suspension. Do I have a motion?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? None? 2025-0019 will move forward under suspension.
Thank you very much.
Getting to the, Madam Clerk, are we going to go in the order of the book or the who's here?
We can just go in order as printed.
R 2025-0021.
Resolution 2025-0021, confirming the county executive's appointment of Sarah Stimley to serve on the Cuyahoga County Board of Developmental Disabilities for the term February 1st, 2025 through January 31st, 2029.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Christopher Alvarado on behalf of the County Executive pursuant to Section 5126.02 of the Ohio Revised Code and Section 6.04 of the Cuyahoga County Charter. I'm here to recommend the appointment of Sarah Stimley to the Cuyahoga County Board of Developmental Disabilities for the term February 1st, 2025 to January 31st, 2029. We will be requesting a second reading suspension, and Amber Gibbs, who is the Superintendent and CEO of the Cuyahoga County Board of Developmental Disabilities, is also present.
My name is Sarah Stimley, and good morning, and I just wanted to start off by saying thank you for choosing me to serve on the Cuyahoga County Board of Developmental Disabilities. My desire to serve my community started at a young age. I grew up participating in a program called Youth Challenge. If you are not familiar with the program, it is an organization that serves youth and now adults with physical disabilities with the help of peer volunteers. Through this program, I was able to watch teens at the time give back to their community and go to college, and I wanted to do that too. With the help of Opportunities for Ohioans with Disabilities and the Cuyahoga County Board of Developmental Disabilities, I was able to attend Wright State University, where I majored in Rehabilitation Services and graduated with a Bachelor's of Science in Rehabilitation Services. After graduation, I worked at an adult day program that serves adults with developmental disabilities and helped the individuals learn job skills that they need to be successful at jobs in the community. Recently, I served on the Cuyahoga County Board of Developmental Disabilities Leadership Council as the secretary. The council gives feedback to different departments within the Cuyahoga County Board of Developmental Disabilities about projects that they are working on. Today, I work at Youth Challenge as an alumni program coordinator, where I plan and lead social wellness and advocacy programs for adults with physical disabilities. I represent Youth Challenge on the Northeast Ohio Coalition of Disability Organizations and serve on the Cuyahoga County Advisory Committee for Persons with Disabilities, as well as being chair of their Disability/Mental Health Subcommittee and their Inclusive Healthcare Subcommittee. I think the most important experience that I have, though, and what gives me the most desire to serve my community by serving on the Cuyahoga County Board of Developmental Disabilities is the lived experience that I have as someone living with a developmental disability and working professionally in the field. I have often noticed that there are not many individuals with disabilities around the table when it comes to decisions about things that affect them the most. I am excited to take my professional experience and combine it with my personal experience to serve my community in this impactful way. I am so blessed and honored to be the first person with a developmental disability to serve on the Cuyahoga County Board of Developmental Disabilities.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Any questions? Well, I'm just going to say, we're so lucky to have you, and you're thanking us.
Yes, no, it is my honor. I'm very excited for this opportunity, and I think it's about time to have someone with a disability at the table.
I love it. You're going to have an impact
Thank you.
coming to that table,
Thank
and
you.
the folks are going to, your voice is going to be heard.
Thank you.
And you do it so nicely, but you have a sternness about you, which is pretty cool.
I hope so. Thank you.
I just have a comment, not a question.
Please.
Good morning.
Good
I
morning.
wanted to just thank you for your service. You make me think about my time as an educator in both the Shaker Heights and Cleveland City School Districts, where I worked with students who had disabilities. And I think we often do our kids a disservice when we underestimate their abilities and talents. And I was just wondering, do you mentor?
I do. Actually, through Youth Challenge, we actually have like a mentorship program. So myself being on staff, and also we give our, we call them our alumni participants. They actually have the ability to mentor the younger generation of individuals with physical disabilities. So that is the population we serve. But I also have mentored through LEAP. I helped them develop their mentorship program that they just had they had a grant that came up, and they asked me to kind of be a part of like the planning of that and just getting mentors and being able to navigate helping people with disabilities.
Great. Well, thank you for your courageous spirit. I'm so excited about your nomination and look forward to you serving. Thank you.
Very excited. Thank you.
We are too, and I would just make a comment that we've had conversations with the county executive and with
Excuse me, Ms.
Chris.
Gibbs, can you state your name for the record?
I'm sorry, Amber Gibbs. I'm the
Thank you.
CEO and superintendent of the Cuyahoga County Board of DD. We've had conversations with County Executive Ronayne and with Chris about working with some of the other really fine candidates that we have that have disabilities, about getting them on additional boards throughout the county. That's one of our main goals, is helping people learn to advocate and be ready to take on board positions to really change the entire community, not just the disability community.
Wow.
We're here, we're ready, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
we're
If
ready.
I can be helpful in any way, please let me engage me.
Very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Dynamic leadership, 1, 2.
That's right.
Thank you. Yes.
Okay, anything else you want to say?
No, that's it.
Pretty exciting. Okay.
I'm excited.
Winnie, can I ask Chris?
Oh, absolutely.
questions? Through the chair to Mr. Alvarado, how many terms is this position for? Can you give us your
This is,
spiel that you usually give us about a board?
goodness, wasn't quite prepared. Through the chair to Councilwoman Conwell, this is for a 4-year term. If I'm looking up real quickly to see how many folks are serving on the Board of Developmental Disabilities, I want to say 9.
This will be our 7th position. We
Seventh
have
position.
7 positions, and they can serve up to 3 4-year terms consecutively, yes. So Sarah is replacing someone that served 12 years on our board.
And on that point, just, how was the board created? Is it a state thing? Was it a county thing? Was it a codified ordinance?
Yeah, so
State code?
every county throughout Ohio has a county board of developmental disabilities created by state law as a result of parents who advocated for services for their children throughout the state. 5 of the appointments are made by the county executive and 2 by the probate court judge.
Got it, and that's by statute.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Resolution 2025-0021 is being requested to be passed under suspension. Move forward under suspension. Do I have a motion?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No. 2025-0021 stands approved to be advanced under suspension. Madam Clerk, can you move to the next one?
Resolution 2025-0022, confirming the county executive's reappointment of Elena McCrul to serve on the Cuyahoga County Board of Developmental Disabilities for the term May 1st, 2025 through January 31st, 2029.
Chris Alvarado here on behalf of the county executive. I'm here to recommend the reappointment of Elena McCrul to the Cuyahoga County Board of Developmental Disabilities for the term of May the 1st, 2025 to January 31st, 2029. There's a little bit of a change here in the term because she had been originally appointed under a term that would end on April the 30th, but in order to get all of our terms realigned, we're having her term begin on May the 1st after her first term ends, and then her term would end at the same time as Ms. Steinley's term would end. As a result, we are not asking for a second reading suspension. However, Ms. McCrul was not able to come in today.
And this is, after speaking to our chief of staff, was a weather-driven decision that was made if they wanted to come in. Why don't you come up, and Joe, and tell us about why we chose to have this isolated moment.
Joe Nani again, County Council. Yeah, when we saw the weather report last week, I reached out to Marty to see, since we had so many people coming down, we wanted to make it as easy as possible for folks if they couldn't make it because of the weather. And as you know, a lot of businesses and some of the government entities were closed today. So, but if the members have any questions or follow-up details, as a staff, we can follow up on those for anybody that is not present today.
Just for the viewing audience.
Yes.
Opportunity to make a decision that's in the best interest of the folks that want to serve in a voluntary position. And the administration is going to read their titles, and we notified the council members, this is where we're going to do it, just on this one, and that's how we're going to move forward. Would that be accurate?
Correct.
Thank you. So any questions to Mr. Alvarado regarding Elena McCrul? Hearing none, 2020, or may I have a motion to move it forward? Second. Second. 2025-0022 stands approved to move to second reading. Madam Clerk, can we?
Can we have an overall vote on that one?
Yeah. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? We hear no opposed. 0025 stands approved to move to second reading. Madam Clerk, can we move to the next one?
Resolution 2025-0023, confirming the county executive's reappointment of Janice M. Ziegel to serve on the Western Reserve Area Agency on Aging Board of Trustees for the term January 1st, 2025 through December 31st, 2027.
Thank you, Chris Alvarado, on behalf of the county executive. Pursuant to Section 173.011 of the Ohio Revised Code and Section 6.04 of the Cuyahoga County Charter, I'm here to recommend the reappointment of Janice M. Ziegel to the Western Reserve Area Agency on Aging Board of Trustees for the term January 1st, 2025 to December 31st, 2027. We will be requesting a second reading suspension. Ms. Ziegel is here, as well as Dante Giancola, who is the Director of Government Affairs for the Western Reserve Area Agency on Aging.
Come on down, or come on up. Welcome.
Thank you. And good morning. I, too, share Sarah's sentiment of being honored and privileged to continue to serve as a board member of the Western
your
Reserve.
name.
Janice M. Ziegel, currently a board member of Western Reserve and anxiously awaiting your reappointment. I've had the privilege of serving the past 2 years as a board member on the Community Services and Supports Committee, as well as more recently on the Public Policy Committee. What's exciting about the agency right now is last year in 2024, we undertook a strategic planning process. which will certainly guide the organization over the next 4 to 5 years. Changes are expected. The board is engaged and ready to deal with that and the good work of our executive there, Dr. Doug Beach. My origin is actually with the agency some 30-some years ago as a planner, and my entire career has been wonderfully in the field of aging. I continue to serve volunteering in the city of Maple Heights, delivering meals. I'm only missing that experience this morning to be with you, but please know that it's very important work. And not only through the Western Reserve, but through your own county of Department of Senior and Adult Services, that you support the meal programs, certainly transportation programs, and all that the county does to support older adults in our communities.
Thank you. You did 2 years and you want 2 more. Are they 2-year terms, Chris? Is that how it works?
They are, but this is actually my second tour of duty. I was on the board probably 10 years ago. So it's good to be back, and in my retirement, it is certainly one way that I feel I can give back to our communities.
Mr. Chair, these are 3-year terms on the board.
And how are you? How many people are on the board?
21 members. I think there are 5 that are appointed through the county. Also, the other 4 counties that are represented through the agency have appointments to the board. The remainder of the composition are at-large members.
Just the way you approach it, it's pretty comforting. That it's very important. As a matter of fact, you're just going to do your job and make sure that it runs the best it can.
Absolutely. Those are our responsibilities. It will be an exciting and challenging time.
2 words put together that have different feelings. Any questions?
Yeah, I have a question.
Madam Councilwoman?
At what point does one become an older adult?
Right.
Just check, asking for a friend.
And the answer is usually 10 years of where you are, right? 10 years ahead of where you are.
Right, or under.
We know the definition varies over various programs and services. I don't have a better answer than that.
Forever young.
Forever
Okay.
young, absolutely.
Yes. Okay.
But we do know that we tend to need more services when we get 60, 70, and 80 years old.
Okay.
And there's no greater champion on this council than Councilman Gallagher about the senior population. He's been doing it forever. And just want to recognize that, and he keeps talking about the baby boomers, this generation.
We're here, yes.
Yeah,
We're
it's just
here.
gonna.
And thank you for that, Councilman. We told them, right?
Here we go. Well, thank you. Any further questions? Hearing none, can I have a motion? Is this under suspension you'd like, or no?
No, sir, we do not need this under suspension.
Is there a motion to
So
approve?
move. Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No? Okay. Ordinance numbers 20.
Thank you for the opportunity.
My apologies, I got mixed up. We are asking for a suspension. I apologize. It's the beginning of the year. I was up late.
I'll withdraw.
Notre Dame didn't do as well as I'd like.
Second reading.
So can we withdraw that prior
We're gonna-
motion?
I'll withdraw my motion.
Is there a second to withdraw it?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor of withdrawing it?
Aye. I don't know.
Any opposed? Okay, it's withdrawn. 50023 is being requested to be passed under suspension. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None. 0023 stands approved to be moved forward under suspension. We move to the next one.
Resolution 2025-0024, confirming the county executive's appointment of Benjamin R. Goodwin to serve on the Cuyahoga County Advisory Board on Senior and Adult Services for the unexpired term ending December 31st, 2026.
Good morning, Council.
Pardon me, I'm sorry. Let me jump in real quickly. Good morning, Mr. Chair, Chris Alvarado on behalf of the County Executive. Pursuant to Section 6.04 of the County Charter, I'm here to recommend the appointment of Benjamin R. Goodwin to the County Cuyahoga County Advisory Board on Senior and Adult Services for the unexpired term ending December 31st, 2026. We are requesting a second reading suspension, and Ms. Maridel Couture with the the Division of Senior and Adult Services is here to speak on his behalf.
Thank you. And please.
Good morning. Maridel Couture with the Cuyahoga County Division of Senior and Adult Services. So Ben is he's the Adult Behavioral Health Criminal Justice Specialist at the Alcohol, Drug Addiction, and Mental Health Services Board of Cuyahoga County. The Adams Board is a standing appointment to the DSAS Advisory Board. He holds a bachelor's degree from Ohio University in sociology and criminology, works with clients addressing mental health and substance abuse issues. In his own words, I helped my grandparents transition from their own home of 60 years to a nursing home. Seeing what my grandparents had gone through with dementia and Alzheimer's really made me want to help the aging population. As I have become older, so have my parents, and I now help take care of them along with my own family.
Very heartfelt. So you vouching for him?
I am.
That's good. Anybody has questions from my colleagues? Hearing none. Do I have a motion to pass it under suspension? Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? None. So 0024 stands approved to move forward. Thank you. Chris, these are all adult services. There's 5 of them. Were they all empty?
No, sir. Some of these are reappointments, others are new appointments. But I do not believe, we had 2 that were previously vacant, correct?
Thank you. I'm just going to ask him some questions.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just trying to, the administration's been there 2 years, a little bit more, or just making sure that getting caught up on the boards. 2 years is there enough time to get your sea legs or whatever you want to call it. And that's why we're going to try to make sure the vacancies are all filled. And 2 of these have been around for a little while, and now they're being filled.
That's exactly it. We're feeling confident that we're going to be able to fill all the vacancies.
My request from before, I have a better handle on what it is that we can help.
Absolutely. No, appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, what's the next one?
Mr. Chair, Council Rule 9C allows for the reading of very similar items by abbreviated titles. Therefore, items 5H through 5O will be read into the record by abbreviated titles if there are no objections.
Any objections? Please proceed.
Resolution 2025-0025, confirming the county executive's appointment of Alyssa Peters.
Good morning, Chris Alvarado on behalf of the county executive. We are here to recommend the appointment of Alyssa Peters for the term January 1st, 2025 to December 31st, 2027. We are requesting a second reading suspension. Ms. Couture is back.
Now I know why you're standing there.
Yes.
My bad. Please continue.
Okay, thank you. Maridel Couture with the Division of Senior and Adult Services. Here today to request Alyssa Peters be appointed to our board. She represents the Veterans Affairs Northeast Ohio Healthcare System, where she's an expert in dementia care and the program coordinator, clinical social worker for the outpatient memory care clinic. The VA is a standing appointment to the advisory board. She is responsible for connecting veterans and caregivers to the VA and community resources like in-home support, adult day services, and respite care. She provides dementia and caregiver education across the healthcare system, assisting veterans and caregivers with navigating a complex healthcare system. She holds a master's degree in social work, specializing in health and aging from the University of Cincinnati. She's a licensed independent social worker and, as such, a mandated reporter of abuse, neglect, or financial exploitation of older adults. Consequently, she's worked extensively with DSAS's Adult Protective Services. In her own words, I believe deeply in DSAS's mission of empowering senior and adults with disabilities to age successfully by providing resources and supports that preserve their independence. Supporting older adults to safely age in place not only benefits individuals, but local government and the community at large. I would be deeply proud to serve on the DSAS Advisory Board and help make meaningful change for the lives of older adults in Cuyahoga County.
Very good. You're vouching for her as well?
I am.
Good. What I hear is these individuals have different subject matter expertise. You're putting them all together
Yes,
to have more of a pretty sound, well-rounded board.
exactly.
That's how it should be, and the administration's taking it seriously in that way. Any questions? Hearing none, do I have a motion to move this under suspension?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None. Well, we're going to move it forward under suspension, and thank you. Madam Clerk, can we move to the next one?
Resolution 2025-0026, confirming the county executive's appointment of Victoria Bowden.
Good morning, Chris Alvarado on behalf of the county executive. We are here to recommend the appointment of Victoria Bowden for the term January 1st, 2025 to December 31st, 2027. We're requesting a second reading suspension. This will be filling a vacancy, and I believe Ms. Bowden is not here. So we're, again, having Ms. Couture vouch on her behalf.
I don't know, you don't have to get down there anymore. I just didn't know.
Oh, okay. I'll just stand here for a
Yes,
while.
please.
Victoria is the Director of Evidence-Based Practice and Quality at Metro Health and holds a doctorate of nursing practice from Walsh University. Her bachelor's is from Ursuline. She's been in nursing for 30 years and joined Metro Health in 2009. She holds many certifications, has conducted a number of national presentations. She's been instrumental in the development of system-wide change for topics including care of the older adult, delirium management, falls prevention, and care of the dying patient. We've been fortunate to have Vicki work with us as a community member on the DSAS Annual Summit on Aging and Disability since 2010. If confirmed, she would become the chair of the Education and Resource Development Committee. And we look forward to many more years of her talents, skills, and leadership.
Very good. And what's my question?
I heartily endorse her. I've known her for many years. She's a great asset to the DSAS board.
Any questions from my colleagues? Hearing none, do I have a motion to advance this under suspension?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, thank you very much. 0026 stands approved to be advanced under suspension. Please continue, Madam Clerk.
Resolution 2025-0027, confirming the county executive's appointment of Robin Kaltenbach.
Chris Alvarado on behalf of the county executive, recommending the appointment of Robin Kaltenbach to serve for the term January 1st, 2025 to December 31st, 2027. We are requesting a second reading suspension. Ms. Couture is here.
Thank you, Meridel Couture, Division of Senior and Adult Services. Robin is the AARP Associate State Director, Advocacy and Community Engagement, Northeast Ohio. She holds a master's in organizational communication from Ohio University. She has decades of experience in community outreach and engagement throughout Northeast Ohio, and her work includes advocating for caregivers as well as issues affecting older adults, including housing, financial well-being, and transportation. She's currently the state lead for AARP's Caregiving Initiative and works to promote policies to support the more than 1.46 million caregivers in Ohio, with a focus on those in Cuyahoga County. She also leads a diverse group of volunteers to deliver educational programs, connecting older adults with resources to protect them from scams, activities to keep their minds and bodies healthy, and advocate for better health care, affordable housing, and accessible transportation, all components of a livable community. In her own words, my passion for serving the aging and disabled population throughout Northeast Ohio stems from both professional and personal experiences. Personally, I experienced the pain and sadness that engulfed my family when my grandmother could no longer live independently in her home of nearly 60 years. Now, nearly 2 decades later, I wish we had known that there were home modifications and other resources available to her. Like most older adults, my grandmother wanted nothing more than to age in her home. Moving into a senior apartment community with a step-up care facility was received by my independent Polish grandmother as defeat. As the cycle continues, and I assume an even more active role in caring for my aging mother, my mind turns to all the families in our community that are looking to our leaders to create communities where everyone can thrive with dignity and respect. Becoming an active member of the DSAS Advisory Board would provide me with an invaluable opportunity to further this mission. Knowing that county leadership understands and prioritizes efforts to enhance quality of life and promote healthy aging through livable Cuyahoga aligns with AARP's efforts to create age-friendly communities. Furthermore, I feel I am uniquely positioned to bring my expertise in advocacy and community engagement to support the diverse and dedicated voices on the advisory board, thus enhancing our impact for all of Cuyahoga County residents.
Guess what? We're going to hear from her right now. Excited. Thank you for letting us, a great introduction to her.
Yeah, great.
Please.
Good morning. My name is Robin Kaltenbach. It is, it's all good. Honestly, you know, it's all good. She did such a great job that I don't really feel like I have to say anything, especially because part of the aging journey is I decided I was going to be digital first and do it on my phone, and I'm real struggling to read this. So thank you, Maridel, for doing such an incredible job of explaining why I'm excited to be considered as a DSAS board member. You know, as she had mentioned, this is personal and professional for me as the Associate State Director of Advocacy and Community Engagement. I really believe nothing more than empowering our community to use their own voices and to advocate for themselves when they don't have a voice. I love to be that person and really fight for social equity across the board. So, Maridel basically said everything on behalf of me, so.
Were you up late last night?
Of course I was up late last night.
Did-
Sorry, but just have to go OH.
Yo.
You didn't have any problems making your comments. Nothing was over. Right?
I'm on cloud 9 today.
Yeah,
Cold weather,
okay.
out the door. I feel great.
Wanted to make sure that was. I didn't think that anybody stay up late could have get a free pass. Thank you. Your excitement is quite evident, and your subject matter expertise that you bring is going to continue making this board even better than it is. And I'm hearing all the right things, and I'm quite confident that the representation from Cuyahoga County is going to have a significant impact. So, any questions from my colleagues? Madam Vice President.
Through the chair to Robin, was it an easy process in trying to get on this board? Do you feel it was an easy process?
Yeah, through the chair to Councilwoman Conwell, it was because Maridel is such a great advocate for the board and has really guided the process from beginning to end. So while I've been anxious for about a year since I heard about it, understanding the process takes time, but it was certainly well worth the journey, and it was an easy process for sure.
Okay, and I don't know if you could answer this question, or Maribel. So since this is a large organization, does the appointments pretty much referrals come through you, through the DSAS department, to the administration, or how does that go?
Councilman Conwell, they do, we have a governance committee that vets all of our candidates and board members and others in the community, and self-referral for potential board members.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Just self-referral? Just, how'd you get found?
We have an annual board meeting that we were doing during the pandemic remotely on YouTube. And we received at least one person, Dr. Bob Eckhart, had viewed it and said that he was very interested in the work we were doing.
Yeah,
So he referred himself, said he was interested. We vetted him, and we are very pleased with him.
sounds good. And Chris, what's your recruitment process?
So we certainly have it up on our website. We will send out emails every now and again. We also work through various leadership programs across Northeast Ohio, ranging from Cleveland Leadership Center, working with the Urban League, just a number of different organizations. I want to say that we've done outreach to at least a dozen different leadership organizations throughout. In the case of certain advisory councils and boards that have special expertise, right, where they need folks who represent a wide range of talents, especially for issues as complex as seniors and adult services. We oftentimes depend on our departments who know the folks that they work with the best to provide recommendations. We'll, of course, vet them to make sure that we've got a wide range of perspectives on each one of the advisory councils and boards, but in this case, this is very much trusting the work of Mary Dell and the advisory council to identify folks out in the community.
Well, I have all the faith and confidence in Mary and Natasha doing their world. And I just look forward to sitting with you and maybe expand the universe of folks that we can ask, because some of the delay is we can't find the candidate that we want. And an email and a posting might take a little while to get the right candidate, but actively pursuing it as you've been doing. But I have a couple of thoughts in my mind of other places we can ask and find some folks that would add tremendous value. So thank you. Anything else?
I think you did a great job. I'm good. I'm everything you said I would have said, so I don't have anything else to add.
I did a great job. I don't get that too often. Thank you very much. 20027, can I have a motion to pass it under suspension? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. It moves forward under suspension. Madam Clerk.
Resolution 2025-0028, confirming the county executive's appointment of Jared D. Sherman.
Chris Alvarado here to recommend the appointment of Jared D. Sherman to the Advisory Board on Senior Adult Services for January 1st, 2025 to December 31st, 2027. We are requesting a second reading suspension. Mr. Sherman is here to present on his behalf.
Welcome, Mr. Sherman.
Thank you. Good morning. So my name is Jared Sherman, and it is an honor to be considered for this appointment to the Cuyahoga County Advisory Board for the Department of Senior and Adult Services. I currently serve as a caseworker / field representative for Congresswoman Shontel Brown right here in the district. My primary role in the office is to assist constituents with aging or senior issues, in addition to Social Security, Medicare, and other issues. It's always been I've always been driven by the desire to serve others in my community, and I'm particularly interested in serving in this role, in which I think I can help contribute to enhancing the lives of seniors and adults with disabilities in our county. My role as a caseworker for the Congresswoman allows me to have a deep understanding of the needs of the vulnerable populations, including seniors and adults with disabilities. Often, constituents reach out to our office in desperate need of help navigating federal agencies, such as the Social Security Administration. I make it my mission as a caseworker to work with the federal agencies to get the best possible outcome for the constituents in need. And really, it is the most rewarding and fulfilling part of my job is when we're able to successfully help someone. I believe that my skills working for Congresswoman Brown can be of use to DSAS and the mission to empower senior and adults with disabilities to age successfully by providing resources that to help preserve their independence. Through my work, I am equipped to work compassionately with citizens and to advocate for them. And some strengths that I think I could bring to the DSAS Advisory Board are the knowledge of the federal agencies that seniors and adults with disabilities use the most. And I think that this is another vehicle for a commitment to public service and helping improve the lives for seniors and adults with disabilities. So thank you very much for considering me to serve on this advisory board. Very much looking forward to the opportunity to work with a group that's so dedicated and passionate about improving the lives here in our community.
Very well stated. You represent the Congresswoman very well.
Thank you.
And what's the time commitment to this, Director Alvarado?
Honestly, I would defer to Mayor Dell or others who are more familiar with the advisory board.
Chair Sweeney, it's a 3-year term. Board member.
Meeting-wise?
Pardon me?
Once a month?
We meet every other month, starting in January. So it's 6 meetings. And then each board member is required to join at least one committee. We have 4 committees, and they also meet once every other month. So it's a total of 12 meetings annually.
And Jared, do the meetings meet during the day? Do you have the flexibility to come to these things?
Yes, sir. Yeah, with the Congresswoman's office, I have the flexibility to be able to meet during the day.
Yeah, and that just shows our Congresswoman.
Yes, yeah.
Invest in the staff time, not just to take care of her, but
That's right.
broaden the resources that she has to the greater community. So that's just another example of what a wonderful Congresswoman she is. And your time frame, this is part of your job, or this is added on?
I think DSAS has always had a special relationship with our office. In fact, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Mayor Dell, but the congressional office has had either someone advising DSAS, or not advising, but informing DSAS, or being on the advisory board, even back to Congresswoman Fudge's office, if I'm correct in understanding that. So, the district has always had a special relationship with it. Sometimes we've had someone on there, sometimes we haven't. So while it is not like an expected part of the role, it is something that we take seriously, and it's good to have someone to be on the board.
Tremendous value. Thank you. Any questions? Hearing none, I'd like a motion to pass it under suspension.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None? Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congresswoman, we all said hi. We miss her, and keep up the good work down in Washington. Next one.
Resolution 2025-0029, confirming the county executive's reappointment of Christopher T. Hall.
Thank you. Chris Alvarado, recommending the reappointment of Christopher T. Hall. We are requesting a second reading suspension. This is for the term January 1st, 2025 to December 31st, 2027. These next 4 names are all reappointments to the DSAS board, and I don't believe any of the folks are here. Just making sure I don't step on myself. Very good. Ms. Couture is here.
Please.
Iredell Couture with the Division of Senior and Adult Services. Chris is the Chief Operating Officer of Western Reserve Area Agency on Aging. Western Reserve is a standing appointment to our advisory board. He's a certified Ohio public accountant, has a bachelor's degree in finance from Cleveland State University. His work assists older adults and adults with disabilities to stay in the place they want to call home by providing food security, Meals on Wheels, Alzheimer's respite, home repair, among many other services Western Reserve provides. During his last term on the board, he actively participated in creating the plan for Livable Cuyahoga, serving on its advisory council, and currently serves as the co-chair of its transportation subcommittee. He also serves on the Community-Based Services Committee, providing oversight to Livable Cuyahoga.
Thank you. Vouch for him?
I do.
Good. Any questions? Hearing none, I would like to get a motion to pass ordinance or resolution 250029 under suspension.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. Well, thank you very much. Please give him our regards and thankfulness for him serving. It stands approved as read. Clerk, the next one.
Resolution 2025-0030, confirming the county executive's reappointment of Jennifer Cones.
Chris Alvarado here to recommend the reappointment of Jennifer Cones for the term January 1st, 2025 to December 31st, 2027. We are requesting a second reading suspension.
Maridel Couture with Division of Senior and Adult Services again. Jen is the Director of Strategic Initiatives for United Way. She develops partnerships and programming to enhance 211's strategic initiatives, including work to ensure safe, stable housing, particularly for lower-income residents. She also works collecting and sharing data on housing needs, including those of older adults, administers initiatives to support safe, stable housing. She holds a Master's of Public Administration from Cleveland State. She serves on our Community-Based Services Committee and has assumed the role of co-chair for the past year. The committee provides advice on policies, quality of services, operating procedures related to programs and services, identifies community needs and areas for new program development, and works cooperatively with the Aging Service Network regarding community planning for the county's older adults and adults with disabilities. That includes also providing oversight for the county's age-friendly initiative, Livable Cuyahoga.
You getting tired?
No, I'm very energized. I appreciate your patience with hearing me
No, you're
over
good.
and over. And I wish that they could be here to actually, talk about their massive accomplishments. We're very pleased with our board members.
It's nice when we can see him on Zoom or in person, but
Yeah,
the set of circumstances and the
absolutely.
need to get this board up and operating with the representation from the county, it's important. So, thank you. You're vouching for?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Any questions? Hearing none, can I have a motion to pass it under suspension?
So moved.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
0030 stands approved as read under suspension. Madam Clerk, please continue.
Resolution 2025-0031, confirming the county executive's reappointment of Cheryl M. Braddis.
Chris Alvarado here to recommend the reappointment of Dr. Cheryl M. Braddis for the term January 1st, 2025 to December 31st, 2027. We are requesting a second reading suspension.
Maridel Couture with Division of Senior and Adult Services. Cheryl has her PhD in nursing from Kent State University and is an advanced practice registered nurse, a geriatric clinical nurse specialist, recently retiring from Metro Health after 35 years. She began as a frontline oncology nurse and ended her career there as a system nurse scientist conducting and securing funding for research. She's passionate about her work, focusing on older adults, and currently is adjunct graduate faculty at Walsh University. Previously, she was a clinical instructor at Cleveland State University and clinical assistant professor at Case Western Reserve University. During her previous term, Cheryl has chaired the board's Education and Resource Development Committee, responsible for conducting the Aging and Disability Summit that recently celebrated its 30th year. She actively participated in creating the plan for Livable Cuyahoga, serving on its advisory council, and she also previously was our board chair, and if confirmed, she would be filling the academia skill set for the board. In her own words, by fostering collaboration among healthcare providers, academic institutions, and community organizations, we create a shared commitment to improving health outcomes and addressing systemic disparities, actively working to dismantle barriers that perpetuate them, ultimately enhancing the quality of life for all.
Thank you very Are there certain categories of the board that have to be filled, like in some others, 2 lawyers, 1 doctor, but in this one, there's what are the specific categories that have to be filled from the fields of employment or specialty?
We tried to maintain, Chair Sweeney, 50% ratio, 50 and above, 50 and below. We also have skill sets that we recruit for. Academia is one. Also, program development, program evaluation, and some other skills that we look for. We look for people with experience in the aging space and who can enhance the board.
But it's not by mandate. You don't have to have this many. It's just
It's in our code of regulations, but we
the code of
try to
regulations.
maintain
Does it say specifically you need this, or specifically it says we need to be as well-rounded and diverse?
It says we need to be as well-rounded and that we aim to have that kind of diversity. And that's how we've defined having some diversity in our board membership.
It's not hard.
Yeah,
You know, you're controlling the mission, and you're going to do the best you can without having your hands tied.
right.
Any questions? Hearing none, I'd like to ask my colleagues to consider a motion to pass this under suspension.
So move.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None. 0031 will move forward under suspension. Thank you.
Thank you.
Clerk, one last one.
Resolution 2025-0032, confirming the county executive's reappointment of Donisha Green.
Chris Alvarado here to recommend the reappointment of Denisha Green for the term January 1st, 2025 to December 31st, 2027. We are requesting a second reading suspension. Thank you.
Thank you. Please proceed.
Me again. Miradel Couture, Division of Senior and Adult Services. Denisha is a Senior Director of Community Engagement with the Cleveland Rape Crisis Center. She previously served on the DSAS Advisory Board when she was field representative and liaison for former Congresswoman Marcia Fudge. Denisha is on our board's advocacy committee, which monitors legislation, policies, and issues impacting older adults and adults with disabilities at local, state, and federal levels, and makes recommendations to the advisory board on needed action. It also provides information to older adults on issues impacting them like tax relief and scams. In expressing her interest in serving on the board for a second term, she said, let me find yeah, too many pieces of paper here, sorry. Well, I cannot find it, so my apologies for not expressing what her wishes were, but she is a great communicator, and she's very vested in older adults, and we would highly endorse her for serving a second term.
That sounds like you vouch for her. I have no questions. Any colleagues' questions? None. I'd like to ask my colleagues to consider giving a second reading suspension motion.
So move.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Hearing none? Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And 0032 stands approved as read under suspension. Is there any miscellaneous business? Hearing none, I want to thank the administration for being prepared. I want to thank the people that came up to talk about it, and I want to conclude this meeting. Thank you.